Now Sharpton is back with us. We're also joined by Reverend Norvel Goff, the interim pastor at Emanuel AME Church, which is behind us. Reverend, thank you very much for joining us this morning.
Well, thank you for having me. Moving
forward as interim pastor, how has it been working with the people who come to the church, the Bible study that happened nearly a week after? How have you all been coping? It feels like the families really set the tone for everybody.
That's correct. And also our faith in terms of what we believe. And we've come together not only as church individuals, but most certainly as a community. We have a governor and a mayor and law enforcement working together with community leaders, trying to make our community a better place to live. And we are a proactive community and trying to work with everybody who wants to bring about peace and social justice in our community. And we've done that, and we will continue to do that and embrace our faith, because we believe that our faith is stronger than evil in this world and the fear that some would like to place upon us.
Reverend, let's talk about South Carolina. Obviously a very difficult history when it comes to terms of race. It was the first state to secede from the Union at the beginning of the Civil War. Civil War began right here, and yet, as the Reverend said, as you've said in your conversations with the governor, South Carolina seems to be transforming before our eyes. You have an Indian American governor that you talked with yesterday about reconciliation. We have a black Republican senator who wept openly on the Senate floor, remembering these people who lost their lives. South Carolina seems to be leading the way in terms of reconciliation.
It's very interesting. As you say, it's a very, very ugly history. But in this present era, they are leading the way in many ways, in a shocking way to me. When we just a few months ago, 2 months ago, had the Scott case at a police shooting, the mayor and police chief immediately charged the cop and fired him that day. When I came down and met with the mayor in North Charleston, that is the last time I saw Reverend Pinckney. He stood with us and did a prayer vigil 2 months ago. And I must say this, Mika and Joe, Reverend Goff, who is the presiding elder, he's interim because he's the presiding elder, has really set a tone here in the tradition of the AME Church. He was talking to Reverend Pinckney minutes before this happened. In fact, Reverend Pinckney walked away from him to go in and do the Bible class. So he personally was traumatized, but led through his pain. And this is a great religious leader.
Talk about the man that we're all going to be remembering today and going to be mourning along with the other 8 victims.
Well, Reverend Senator Pinckney, first of all, was a soldier of the cross, a family man, loved his wife, his children, but also a visionary leader, wanting to bring people together, not only in the faith community, but also in the political community. He had a voice to help those who are unable to help themselves and to stand up for those who are unable to stand up for themselves. So his legacy will be a continuous one because of the faith he had, not only in the God he served, but in the people who believe that we can be our better selves rather than bringing about some negativity in our society. I believe that South Carolina and this entire nation should be able to come through whatever issues we are dealing with, but we must have a voice of clarity and one that is willing to stand up and speak with one voice as a common humanity and not try to seek things that divide us. Clearly, this is a defining moment for America and particularly this community in which we live called Charleston.
Well, you talk about Reverend Pinckney's legacy. We thank you for continuing that legacy. And remembering your friend, it's got to be extraordinarily difficult for you and the entire church family, but we'll be thinking about you and praying for you as you move forward.
Well, let me take this opportunity to thank Reverend Al Sharpton and both of you. Most certainly I watch your program often. And I want to say thank you to your viewing audience around the country and the world for sending in encouraging words, condolences, but yet still reminding all of us that we must stay strong because the God we serve is stronger than any evil that is in this world. Only time evil can triumph is when good people sit down and do nothing, will not speak, will not stand up, will not get involved. Get involved, because it's our community, it's our humanity that we must represent to make sure that we are our better selves.
I just have to say amen to that. The Baptist in me
Norvel
can't
Goff,
remain
thank you so
silent.
much.
Amen. Thank
We
you so
agree.
much.